Hey everybody, this is Ted Torres, and you're watching the ETA Files. Let's roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me this week on ETA Files. Our guest this week is the one and only Ted Torres. Thank you for joining me, buddy.
Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. You're down in Florida, right?
I am. I'm near Orlando, actually. Yeah.
How hot is it today?
It's pretty. It's pretty warm today. It's been pretty hot. I just got back from Vegas, which was even hotter. But at least we have a little bit of moisture down here. So.
I got you, man. It is different out in Vegas. That heat is a little different. It's hotter. I don't know that it feels cooler, but sometimes the humidity can just really wear you out.
Yeah, it's very very hot, and especially these months. So yeah, I came back completely dragging, pretty much.
I understand. I understand. You got a little kitty cat there? Is that what I see going on?
I do. There's my little girl, Sophie. She always makes a point to be on camera or just lay on me. So she's down here somewhere.
I got you, man. Don't worry. Before this episode's done, I would guess one of two or three different cats might show up here. So
All right.
it's like romper room. So yeah, you'll fit right in. So Ted, you know, we talked a little bit. I mean, I've known you for decades, probably.
Been a
Um,
while.
yeah, in this business, you everybody has a unique story about how they started. Uh, I mean, and it's really been a joy to actually hear all these people and all their stories and whatnot. Why don't you go ahead and just regale us with your tale of how you got involved in this crazy Elvis business in the first place?
Oh boy. I've been trying to turn back the clock in my head. So yeah, it's been a long, 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 long time. The first time I ever heard Elvis actually was my dad was in the garage and he was going through some cassette tapes and stuff and trying to get rid of stuff and I heard Silver Bells from my room. I think I was watching like cartoons or something and I heard Silver Bells and I'm like, what is that? What's my dad doing? So I went running to the garage and I kept on listening and I said, who is that? So he explained a little bit to me who he was and I just kind of left it alone for a couple of more years. Then around the age of 11, I think, I was watching um, TV, I think Marathon, on one of the channels. They were showing like Elvis movies and Elvis specials and all kinds of stuff, at one of the anniversaries. And I saw Jailhouse Rock, and I was like, man, that guy looks cool. Man, look at that hair. I was like, I don't know why. I just kind of connected, and I just kept on flipping back and forth, back and forth, and I till I finally just wound up just staying there, glued to the TV and watching the rest of the movie, and I was an Elvis fan. So for that, a couple of years later, uh, after through school, just combing my hair like Elvis, greasy hair, big pompadour, driving my parents crazy to buy me hair products, pretty much, uh, and everybody making fun of me. So I started going to Elvis conventions down here in Orlando. There's a fan club called the EP Continentals. You've heard of them probably, and they're the only fan club that Elvis named back in the day.
Okay.
So. Uh, they always brought really great guests and special guests, and that's how I met a lot of the people that were in movies with Elvis or family members and stuff. And they would let us do open mic, kind of a deal, like a little open mic, so we could sing and everything like that. I've always been extremely shy. So, and one year, just a DJ Fontana and Gordon Stoker came up to me and had a talk with me. And they're like, you're doing a pretty good job. We've been listening to you the time that we've been coming here, and we really think you should do something with this. And me with my long hair and everything, like, nah, man, I don't want to do this for a living. I'm a musician, I want to write songs and do my own stuff. So, but I kind of took their advice, and here I am, many years later. I'm still rocking. Thank God, knock on wood. I'm having a great time doing it. So.
That's funny. I mean, gosh, getting advice from Gordon and DJ, that's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. They became really good friends and they're dearly missed by the whole Elvis community, of course. And I missed them quite a lot, and But other than them, I grew up in a musical family as well. My parents were in the music business, so I grew up just listening to a lot of music and you know, trying to play instruments and everything like that. So music's always been a big part of my life, and Elvis has always been extremely special to
I
me.
got
So
you, man.
yeah.
That's cool. How many I mean, I know you play guitar. I've seen you play
Yeah.
guitar. What else do you play?
Uh, well, I studied classical music for about 8 years, so I was stuck in the viola mode for quite a while. So I played in a classical section, I guess, yeah, musicians, and I also play a little bit of bass, play some piano, and I can keep a beat on the drums, but I'm really not a drummer, but I can keep a beat if you need me to. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, about it.
That's awesome. So you got all the music theory stuff, you know, all this stuff. Like you're a dog when it comes to all that, right?
I had to learn all that. Yeah, I get a little I blank out once in a while because I haven't played, in quite a while. But if I look at it and everything, it comes back. It's the weirdest thing. So yeah, I studied all that stuff, music theory and all that. So
They say it's kind of like math, the way your brain deals with it. They say it's very close to math, music theory.
yeah, it kind of is. It kind of
Yeah,
is. Well, and numbers and all that stuff. Yeah, pretty much.
cool. Um, I always think it's interesting people who are as talented as you. I mean, there's so many guests that I've had on that, don't aren't, you know, musically gifted or whatnot. They don't care if they play guitar or whatnot. And then there's a
Mhm.
lot of guys that come on and they're like fabulous musicians. Some of
Yeah.
them super young too, which is wild.
Oh yeah.
But I always wonder with
Excuse me.
especially people like that, like yourself.
Okay.
Um, is there a part of you that wants to be Ted? Like you talked about that versus Elvis. Like you want to hear your own voice out there. You want to just be you. You want to be singing your songs, not because you're belittling Elvis or anything, but just because there's a passion there. You love music. Is there anything like that inside of you?
Yeah, still, it's always been there. It's never gone away. I've tried over the years to get on with my own stuff, and came very close one year with one of the record labels, and when they say you got to read the small print, you really do have to read the small print. It wasn't a good deal, so I had to let go of that, unfortunately, and felt bad for quite a while because of that. But I'm still trying. I actually have a single out right now, and I'm trying to get back on the saddle when it comes to that stuff and do more because that never goes away. It never dies. You always want to do your own thing. You always want to be yourself as well, and so I'm still trying to give it a go.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Thank you.
What style of music would you say it is that you write?
What I write is more like a country Americana style. So that's a little bit throwback in there too. So it's not like the new country stuff. So it's country Americana with a little bit of throwback in there. So, I'm inspired by a lot of the bands and stuff like, the Mavericks, Dwight Yoakam, Chris Isaac, Ryan Adams and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the stuff that, all comes together as well with Elvis and Roy Orbison and stuff like that. So it's a blend of many different things, but I think it winds up, sounding pretty cool, I think so.
Yeah, some of my favorite, artists, Chris Isaac, man, I love him. He's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, great.
Love the vibe. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I know obviously you're doing a tremendous job of Elvis, but before we really dive into the Elvis stuff, I've seen you along with D and Z doing the Everly Brothers. And is there anything else you do? I mean, by the way, that I could sit and listen to that stuff all day long when you and Dean do the Everly Brothers. But is there anything else like that you do?
Yeah, I was doing other than doing the Everleys with Dean, I've always loved doing that. He's such a great guy too. Our voices blend very well together, so we've always had a great time doing that whenever we get a chance to do it. And the other person that I've had the pleasure of performing their songs quite a couple of times has been Rick Nelson, and he was such a great artist, and a lot of people don't realize, other than Hello Mary Lou and all that other stuff, Traveling Man in the late 60s, 70s, he came back with a band called the Stone Canyon Band, which was pretty much the start of California country rock. and that whole movement. And he was at the top of that. And he has so many great songs. He was such a good, great songwriter, guitar player, piano player. So I've had the pleasure of singing a lot of Rick's songs throughout the years of different things here and there. I haven't done it as much as lately, but I always enjoy it though, whenever I get a chance to.
That's very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the Elvis world for a second. You know, there's I talk to guys on here who are young, 16 years old and up and coming. I talk to guys that are conversely in their 60s, and I've
Mhm.
talked to guys who've been on Broadway while Elvis was alive. I've talked to ultimate champions. I've talked to guys that just getting started. It's a
Yeah.
really wild ride here on ETA Files, just getting to know people. But something that has become, I think, more of a predominant part of the Elvis world over the last, especially over the last 10 years, I feel like it's really starting to elevate, is a focus away maybe from Elvis and more towards ETAs. I
Yeah.
think you see it in terms of how, the Ultimate is a huge part now of Elvis Week.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I see a younger generation coming up who are, you know, Dean Z fans, Ted Torres fans versus, pure Elvis fans. And I think it's just because of, younger people, different
Yeah.
perspective. What's your thoughts on that? Do you see anything like that in the Elvis world?
Yeah, there there's been quite a shift in the last couple of years when it comes to that, and a lot of the events that take place and everything like that have to do with the ETAs and everything like that. But they always come up to me, and the younger guys, and they always talk to me about stuff, or about when I got started or whatever the case may be. And I always try to give them advice just to kind of focus on Elvis
Yeah.
pretty much, and try to keep it there. It's like it's nice if you like, what another guy does, and and appreciate what they do, and everything like that. But just for the younger guys, just keep your focus on Elvis, if that's what you're doing. And I mean, he's the master. He's the guy. So it's like, we're only out there doing a lot of the stuff that trying to that he did. So, but yeah, there's been quite a shift in the industry when it comes to that. And a lot of the events are very focused on ETAs, which is kind of cool. We get to work, but to me personally, I like it when the focus is on the man himself. Whenever you go somewhere or whatever the case may be, more, a little bit more. So I just like it that way. I guess I come from the old school, so.
Yeah. Yep. I get it. The one thing that I would say about it, and tell me if you felt this at all.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's, you almost hate even talking about it, but it's a fun subject to kind of dive into because I've always interested in the why. You know,
Okay.
I'm always curious to just find out, like, well, why is this the way this is? Um, I am a guy who was, highly unpopular in high school. I ate lunch by myself. I was a jock, but I was also a geek, and I didn't fit in with the jocks because I was a geek. I didn't fit in with the geeks because I was a jock. All this
Okay.
stuff. So it like I was a loner,
Me too.
and
Me too.
and it's kind of funny. Like I got into college and out after all of that, even though shy and socially awkward, I finally got to a point in life where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I am.
Mhm.
But it's just like over the past 10 years or so, I felt for the first time in this Elvis world of maybe a little bit, I don't fit in here. And I'm talking maybe a certain event or in a certain crowd or group. And it sometimes feels like it's not because, I don't fit in or whatnot. It's just because it's almost like that peer pressure you felt in high school, or
Yeah.
whatnot, where it's like, oh, I'm not one of the cool kids because I don't hang out with this group, or I, haven't pledged my loyalty to this or that or whatever. And it's funny when you go through that because you realize, oh, I get it. It's now it's about like the cool club of ETAs versus Elvis.
Yeah.
Do you ever run into any of that?
you, you run into it wherever you go, and I've noticed that too. I mean, I'm a firm believer that there's room for everybody. Everybody does it their own way. Everybody does it differently. You know, every show's different. Every guy does their own thing. You know, when it comes to it, if you're not like trying to pretty much stay as authentic as possible, you know, you're doing your own thing. It's one way or the other. When it comes to that stuff, I've encountered that quite a lot in the industry, and it's been in the last couple of years actually. And it's like, you know, you get to a place or whatever the case it may be, you're cool for a minute, and you're like, man, I don't feel very good. I feel like I'm not wanted here, or whatever the case may be. And then you start feeling like that. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm back in school for whatever case may be. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna go sit in the corner by myself, you know. So, it happens. It's just a thing that's been happening for the last couple of years. It's not everywhere, but once in a while you do encounter it, and, you know, and for the most part, luckily, you know, most of the guys are great, you know, and when it comes to it, but a lot of guys are they're very closed in. It seems. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a weird thing, and they just stick to one thing, and anybody else, you know, kind of. I've heard it from a lot of guys that have told me they felt like outsiders, you know, and but you know, it's a thing that just happens, and I just kind of, you know, roll with it, I guess. You know, I'm in, I'm out, I do my thing, I do my own shows, whatever the case may be. And I think that's the way a lot of us feel probably in the industry as of lately. So,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that, but I think there's also a lot of a fear to probably say anything about it just because you don't want to be, ostracized or be out of the cool club.
yeah,
So
nobody wants to be blackballed.
right, right. Yeah, I think part of it too, though, Ted, is the industry um, of the Elvis tribute world. It's a business, um,
Yeah.
and it's a business that has legs, or at least has had legs for many, many years. I think that honestly is part of the reason why Elvis Presley Enterprises said, "Hey, you know what? Maybe we need to get in on this,"
Yeah, yeah.
um, and they did with the Ultimate. And I listen. I think Elvis tribute artist is a great uh, medium, if you will, on keeping Elvis relevant
Oh yeah.
and current. Things like the movie certainly help, but like it would be, you can be, especially in a society today that we forget things like this. We're on to the next thing, 24-hour news cycle, on to the next thing quickly. We destroy our heroes. There's never going to be another Elvis because, you know, everybody's under a microscope. You do one thing wrong and everybody just cancels you.
Yeah.
Elvis wasn't perfect. He did some fun, interesting things. So, um,
Agreed.
but there'll never be another Elvis, but we had it. We have this guy who unfortunately passed away, but it's everything we know is right there, and
Oh yeah.
it's already been judged and processed, and everybody loves it, so, and you got all these knuckleheads like you and me out there, and we help keep it alive in our own little way.
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Trying our best.
so, all that being said, it is a business though, and that you can make a decent living doing this, especially if
Yeah.
you have, you're talented like you are and so many other guys. You can make a living doing this. I feel like that is maybe part of some of the things that I've seen going on over the last 10 years. It's like it's like a business. Hey, don't infringe on my turf almost, kind of like, it's like a Dollar Tree moving into beside a Dollar General, or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. It's like, hey, hold on a second. There's not enough room for both of us here.
It's a
It
good way to
feels,
put it.
yeah, I feel like there might be a little bit of that going on. It's like, and how do you secure your territory? Well, you get your fans, and all of a sudden it becomes more of a business and less about Elvis.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, it's you see it more and more every day. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I will say this. And man, uh, obviously people think I'm just going to be saying this because I am involved with it, but I've always felt Elvis Explosion is
Mhm.
different. Um, and it might just be because it involves Ronnie Craig, who's kind of old school, and just kind of wants it to be like it always has been. And that's great.
Mhm.
And that's the positive thing about Elvis Explosion. Like this year, there's going to be over probably 50 guys up there, which is a
A lot,
lot. It's a lot of Elvi running around, right?
a lot.
um, but man, the past whatever 5 6 years being involved on the production side of it,
Okay.
I've seen nothing but kind of like a camaraderie that comes together like through. It's almost like going to camp,
Yeah.
you know how like you go to camp and like you don't know anyone on day one, but by the time you leave, you're like buddies with everybody and you don't want to leave. And
Hmm.
it's kind of like Elvis camp,
Oh yeah.
and all the Elvis guys get together and share ideas and thoughts. And I see guys all the time collaborating backstage about, hey, do this with this costume idea,
Hmm.
whatever. Hey, I'm going to do a show, in 2 months, maybe we can get together and you can come on board. Stuff like that happens. And
Yeah.
then on the other side of it, the fans and the after parties and whatnot, there's just a real cool camaraderie there. I love that old school feeling, man. And that's what I fell in love with when I first started this in 98, I guess, or seven, whatever it was.
Okay.
So do you find any of that out there anywhere? Any last bastions of old schoolness?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's it sounds and if the event like when you're at the explosion or anything like that, it's like it used to be.
Yeah.
And I miss that so much when I'm out there. And once in a while you do encounter that. Once in a while you do feel like that again. And you're like, man, this is how it used to be. And then you leave and I'm like, man, I miss that guy, man. I'm gonna miss that guy, or I'm gonna miss that guy. Man, I had a great time. So yeah, I do miss that old school feeling like when we used to go to Elvis Week and there was a tent and then we used to run across the street and go to Graceland and stand in front of the gates till like 4 in the morning just playing guitar and jamming and that kind of stuff, man. It's I haven't seen it as much as before as of lately, but I'm sure it still happens once in a while. But you know it's a good feeling. It takes us back to how it was.
Yeah, I remember one of the coolest times, uh, kind of like that you're talking about. It was I had just got back into the business, with after the identical stuff,
Okay.
and I was performing at Cherokee. They're not performing. There was a contest there,
Okay.
and you were there.
Okay.
Dwight Eisenhower was there,
Yeah.
and I was there, and a number of other people. And I remember we went back to his room, your room, wherever at the hotel, and we were just sitting around. You guys had the guitars out, playing and singing, and I mean, there was other people there, but it wasn't like a big crowd. We were just doing it because we were having fun, enjoying it. Dwight started talking about. He started doing the if I find or hear the individuals that said these things about me, just we had a great time.
We
And
did.
those are some of the best memories, in this Elvis world.
It is for me too. It is for me too. Those times, man, those it's just mentally when I go back to that place, it's just like comfort. It's just like, I wish there was more of that. And now I just value my sleep a lot.
Yeah, 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 for sure. For sure. We're not getting any younger, man. We're not getting any younger in this business. But anyway, well, let's talk about you know, the elephant in the room. Um, the ultimate.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's been around now for almost, I guess, coming on almost 20 years,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I know that I've been there a number of times. I know that you've been there a number of times. Neither of us have won the ultimate championship. I feel like there's a in the Elvis world, there's people who put so much value in that is Elvis to them being an ultimate champion. I see it
Mhm.
in especially in the younger people, they believe that is the thing that really matters. And I think
Yeah.
it has value. I mean, I think it's really cool,
Yeah.
but I also feel like it doesn't belittle what I've done, accomplished, and what I enjoy doing. Um,
Exactly.
because I haven't won it. In fact, I'll go so far as to say, um, were I ever to win the ultimate, it certainly wouldn't be because I was the best or anything like that. It would just be luck of the draw. It'd be circumstances coming together. It
Hmm.
would be me getting out of my own way because I've never been my best in a contest. I've always been just a better entertainer than a guy doing a contest, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but you know, a lot of people just look at at that and say, well, you didn't win the ultimate. So obviously you're not whatever. I just don't believe that's true. You've been through this though. And I know that we've kind of talked, I've kind of sat back and watched from a distance too. It has an impact on you. So just kind of wrap, help us wrap our heads around where you come from when it comes to all this and your thoughts and feelings about it.
You've been very successful in your career. You've done a lot of amazing things, and I think I've done all right. I get to do a lot of things. I get to do what I love. I get to travel the world as well, like you, and entertain everybody with the music of our, favorite singer, favorite entertainer, and I also feel more comfortable just doing a show than I feel being under pressure doing something like that. Uh, and I myself, like you just mentioned about yourself, I think I've gotten in my own way as well a lot of times. And I've been trying with the Ultimates since the first one, 2007,
Wow.
actually. I've only missed a couple of years. I think I've missed like 3 or 4 years, maybe, perhaps. And I've done well in it. I've come top five and whatever a few times, and but it's always that thing, a lot of people see it like if you don't have that, you're nothing. Or if you don't have this, or whatever the case may be, it's not really like that. It's everybody, that gets out there just pours their heart and soul into those competitions, and you still have a career. I mean, you're still doing your thing. It doesn't make you, it's not like you have no value just because you don't win that one particular thing. You're doing well, you're doing good for yourself, you're enjoying what you do, you're doing it for the people, and you're having success doing what you do. It doesn't take away any value from what you do as a performer. But I think all of us, at some point, like inside, we have that thing, we have that fight within us that we do want that title, even if we have one or not, whatever the case may be. We want it. We want it for ourselves. And just to say, I did it, I never gave up kind of a deal. And to, be able to, if you do acquire that title, to be able to represent Elvis the best that you can now with that title, I guess, for the audiences, for the people, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I've been fighting that fight for a while. A lot of us have, and I'm getting ready to do it again this year. So I did qualify. I'm back there in August. It's like 3 weeks away, Ryan. So I can't believe it. So I'm going to do my best again, and I'm just, kind of wherever the chips fall. That's what's going to happen. And if it's for you, it's for you. And if it happens to be the right time, it's the right time. And I'm just going there with an open mind because I know how it is, and just give it my all, like I have before. But try not to stand in my way, you know, a little bit less this time. I'm just gonna do what I can do. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just a chronic thinker.
yeah.
And you know, I'm as dumb as I look, but like I am always thinking. And so it's kind of funny. I I it's almost comical, Ted. The conversations I have in my head when in the past when I was, trying to do this. Man, you talk about over stinking thinking something. And then just letting every little nuance of everything get in your way. And it's like it's like, man, a journey from A to B,
Mhm.
a straight path, is the fastest way. But man, if you start thinking, well, maybe I'm going to go around this rock and I'm going to do, it's just like, and I can get there, man. And it's mentally not even a good thing for me. I've never, and I've said this, I realized it. I realized it's kind of been therapeutic talking to guys, talking to you. I realized amidst all of this that I've never done the best performance, which is, the best tribute
Mhm.
to Elvis Presley in a contest. Not one time, because I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about what they want to see. Do they
Yeah,
want to see this? Do they want to see this? And so
I get it.
um I'm really kind of I kind of gotten to the point where um I'm okay, you know
Yeah,
and that's a nice thing to be able to just, I enjoy the Elvis world. I enjoy entertaining. I really love when I do get the opportunity to work with legends in concert. I love it because
hmm,
it's Elvis fans and not Elvis fans.
exactly. Yeah,
I love the job of winning those people over. It's a lot of fun.
it
But
is.
man, and, and performing for Elvis fans, or my fans or whatever is great. But I really just enjoy the performance side. I don't have any real desire to ever get involved in that again. It's just,
Yeah.
it's so far from what I want to hold up and, you know, represent, I guess. It's just so
Okay.
far away from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Definitely makes sense. For myself, I kind of decided to try it one more time,
Yeah.
and
Good.
then I was like, "What am I doing?" But it's like you never know. Just it is a fun event. They do a great job, and but hopefully luck's on my side this year. So we'll see. And if it doesn't, hey, still
Yeah,
doing my thing and still getting out there and I'm bringing the music to the people. And to me, that's what it's all about. So it's like I just love singing the music.
I got you. This is my little kitten. His name's Ace, and
Oh, hey, Ace.
he is a handful. Anyway, uh, so what's your game plan
Hanging
this
out.
year? What's your game plan going into the ultimate this year? I mean, everyone has a game plan. You don't have to say. Have you guys already picked songs?
We just did that. Well, I did
Yeah,
2 days ago, I guess. I don't know if anybody else did. I haven't been in touch with anybody else, but we're supposed to turn stuff in pretty quickly, I guess, after all the conference calls and all stuff. So we did that like 2 days ago, and you know, I I was ready to get my stuff in as quick as possible. Game plan. As for game plan this year for me is a different plan, which is I'm also an overthinker, just
yeah,
like you are. There he goes. Also an overthinker. So this year I said, you know what? I'm going to relax a little bit. I'm going to try not to overthink things. And my game plan pretty much is that there's hardly any plan.
yeah.
So I just picked good songs, I think, for that work for me and that people like and hopefully they'll recognize it because it's been a long fight for a long time. So we'll see. So pretty much I'm pretty relaxed this year. I think I'm trying to take it a little bit easier on myself and not stress myself out too much.
Amen, man. Amen. I think that's, hey, that might be the key right there, right? He might walk away the winner this year just because of that.
Never know, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Is it any eras other than 70s or just all 70s?
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna stick to one thing. Just trying to take it easy with what I have. So
Yeah. I
we'll
think
see.
it's I think there's an advantage to being a 70s guy. You're an awesome singer, man. You got a great voice.
Thank you.
Um, I think there's an advantage because I think there's more contest friendly songs maybe in the 70s. And that's a perception that doesn't necessarily mean it's a reality, but I believe that
Mhm.
that's kind of the case. And then, you know, it's, but then again, you get Emilio who sang Blue Moon last year and
Yeah,
won, so I
and
guess
that's a
there's,
great song. I love that song.
I think dude, I love the fact that, and I'm trying to get him on. If anybody knows him, tell him I've been trying to get him on. I can't get a hold of him.
I know
Um,
him.
yeah, let me get in touch with him. Oh,
I'll
you
let
see
him know.
that? Can you see that?
There he goes.
Ace. What?
He just wants some camera time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I'm sorry.
So- I
And
get it.
Ace, settle down. Stay
Uh,
there.
I'm a cat dad too. I get it.
Yeah, well, you know how kittens are. Oh, golly. And he is all about being full on kitten. I love it, but he's kind of a pain too. Anyway, so what do you got going on? Anything coming up over the next couple of weeks, Ted? Just anything? I know you're going to be at Elvis Week, obviously for the ultimate, but anything
Yes.
else?
Yeah. I just got back from Vegas, where I have a show. I have a show here in Florida, actually, towards South Florida. We're doing a show down here, and then Elvis Week, and then after that, uh, next couple of months, I know I'll be in Germany, and at the end of the year, I'll be in Italy. And there's a lot of other stuff in between right now. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but got a lot of things planned, and looking forward to every single little thing. So we'll see. We'll see where the road takes me.
That's awesome. Do you enjoy the international gigs?
I do. I do. I love performing internationally. I love meeting all the fans out there. Everybody has a different story. Uh, I like hearing what they have to say about Elvis and how they became fans and stuff like that. And everywhere I go, it's always different. The people are always usually, so nice. And so I'm the guy that pretty much we do a meet and greet, and I'm the last guy to leave. So everybody, you got to go. And I'm talking to people still. So I like to listen to everybody's story and take time to, like they take time to come see us. I like to take time to listen to them. So I do enjoy doing the shows and meeting everybody out of the country. It's always a thrill. The one thing I don't like is flying too much. I've never liked flying, but
Amen, man.
have to do it.
Yeah,
So
amen.
yeah.
I enjoy. Listen, I love performing in other countries, but man, you're absolutely right. Hey, I'm telling you, I don't even like to fly to. I got to go to New York City here in a couple of weeks. I don't even like
Okay.
that. Just I'm a big guy though, and I don't fit in airplanes. I just don't fit. They
There
weren't
you go.
made. They weren't made for me. It's like the headrest hits you like right in a place where your head's like forward, like and you're just it's the most uncomfortable thing. Anyways, what do you think about? I love hearing what people say when I ask them this question.
Okay.
Ted, you got a time machine, all right? It's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
We
No,
should
you
get Bill here.
you got a time machine, all right? You're able to jump in it and go back and visit Elvis Presley for 1 hour, okay? And
Okay.
you talk to him. You got him one on one for 1 hour. Where would you go? What year would you go to talk to him, or maybe even a specific time, place, or whatever? But where would you go? When would you meet him? And for that 1 hour, what would you talk to him about?
Oh wow. Um, that's a good question. Man, I like so many different eras of Elvis's career. I just immersed myself into so much that he did, and but career wise, I think I would take a time machine and fly back to perhaps 1969 at the International. And he just came out of the movies, and he's all nervous, and he doesn't know what's going to happen, and just what would I talk to him about? Uh, I would try to I would try to get him to talk to me about his goals for the next couple of years, probably perhaps uh, where he is at mentally, and try to sway him into try to take the acting a little bit more serious and see what he can do to really make things happen for himself with the acting because I think he would have been a little bit happier if he would have done more acting, more serious acting and gotten like really meaty roles and really got his teeth into some good stuff there. So I think that's what I would do and try to if I could somehow get him to think about, preventing a lot of things that are to come in the future and keeping him kind of with a clear mind and more focused on the stuff that he really wants that really matter to him. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I would do.
bottom line is 42 was too young, way
Oh
too
yeah,
young.
for anyone.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah,
Hey man, listen, to be fair, he looked older than 42 at 42, you
at
know,
42. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah,
it's
yeah.
really bad.
It's like he lived. It's like he lived like 5 lifetimes in just his 42 years. It was just kind of
He did,
very
he did,
strange.
he did. I mean, it's a cautionary tale about, certain substances, no doubt about it. But anyway, I think that he was a fine actor, especially early on. I think like King Creole, Jailhouse Rock. I love what he was doing in those movies.
Oh yeah, definitely. So he was good. He was kind of motivated and he had the ambition then. And I feel then, you know, after that, I think it just got squashed for him.
Yep.
It makes me sad. I wish it would have been a little bit different when it came to that for himself. So yeah.
Yep. I think the bar on that stuff was just so low. Like, you know, I look at Elvis on a lot of different things. He could be a caged animal, man. And it's like if
Oh yeah.
if it's too easy, okay, whatever, and then you just
Hmm.
get bored with it. And I think that's what it was. I mean, I don't think that he was like not going out and I'm not trying today. I don't think that's it. I just think it was like this isn't even a challenge. Why this is horrible or this isn't great.
Yeah.
I want to be doing, but this is guaranteed also real easy money. So I
Yeah.
might as well. I don't know, man. It's frustrating. I heard that he was potentially the one to do or was being asked to do A Star Is Born with Streisand instead of Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
That would have been that could have been interesting, right?
That would have been very interesting. That would have been a great role, but a lot of people say that probably perhaps it hit too close to home, certain
No.
things, and that was part of the reason why it was kind of like nicely turned down. A lot of people say that the Colonel wanted pretty much Elvis to get top billing,
Yeah.
and Barbara wasn't having that. So it's many things come into play. Perhaps I don't know exactly the one reason why he didn't do it, but if he would have done it, I think it would have been pretty awesome. I think it would have taken him a different route. Probably he would have been inspired again, probably, and not as bored. So,
Yeah, man. I think it's kind of cool to look back. Imagine, like I said, 42 was not that old. 77, Star Wars comes out. What if Elvis Presley was Han Solo? What if he had stayed thin and trim and he was Han Solo in Star Wars? What if he became,
that would have been great.
and not to say all these Harrison Ford roles, but like Indiana Jones, man, Elvis Presley is
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. I mean, I think that stuff is kind of fun to think about.
And I
Uh,
could see him in those. I've always thought that Elvis would have been a great Han Solo.
yeah,
He would
yeah,
have done a great job with that role.
yeah.
Yeah.
And because that's a great character too. Actually, both of those characters are great because you can be kind of flippant, and joke around, corny,
Hmm.
but also serious action.
Yeah.
And there are like life and death moments, and so it's kind of a fun character. That those are two characters I would love to have seen Elvis perform as.
Definitely. So I think it would have been great, actually.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's you just think throughout history, man, all the different rules and whatnot. It would have been really cool to see. It's just a shame. Like I said, 42, man, way too young. And
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, if anybody's out there, Elvis fan, and if you're into certain drugs and stuff, just step back and take a look, and it's just not worth it, man. It's not worth it at all. Um,
Exactly.
uh, what's your favorite Elvis song to sing?
Hmm.
the one that just really works well with you and your voice and your instrument.
Okay.
What's your favorite one to perform? And what's your just fan favorite Elvis song?
Oh man, fan favorite. I think it would be on stage for me. It would be Suspicious Minds, probably. As cliche it may sound, and you know, but people love that song, and I think it's a very well written song. It just has everything in it. It's all over the place, and I love performing it live for the fans. As for my favorite song to sing, I love Brian. I love the early '60s stuff, man, and I don't get to do it enough. I love the Something for Everybody album, the Elvis is Back album. That was pretty much a lot of the Elvis music. That was kind of like a lot of the introduction of Elvis for me was Something for Everybody, Elvis is Back. I started with the '60s, then moved on to the '50s, and then ended with the '70s. I was like all over the place with that. So
What 60
stuff like,
songs were like, give me a couple 60 songs that were really
man,
influential.
like Starting Today, What Now, What Next, Where To. Stuff like that from the Something for Everybody album, the Elvis is Back album. I used to love to sing Soldier Boy and Fame and Fortune and stuff like that. And then you have Anything That's Part of You and all that pretty stuff that you can do all the pretty little things with your voice. That's how, I used to sing a lot of those. So I like a lot of those early '60s songs to sing. And one of my favorites to sing is not a '60s song, but it's a '70s song. It's The Sound of Your Cry. You don't hear it very often. And so I'm all over the map with that stuff, man. It goes '60s, '50s, '70s, and I'm always flipping back and forth. And so many great songs. And then the late '60s stuff, like the American Sound Studio sessions, which I love, man. And I think if Elvis would have worked with Chips Moman a little bit more, and those producers, he would have done a lot of more great stuff, and a little bit different, probably perhaps in his style. If he would have done a second album with those guys, that stuff is just amazing, So I love that stuff too. So it varies. It varies. It really does.
Yeah, man, I love that moment in time, the long black limousine and the Any Day Now and the
Yeah,
just all that. Oh, there's some really good songs out there. That's awesome.
great stuff, man. Who Am I? That's a great song. It's such a great song from that album. Grass Won't Pay No Mind. It's Neil Diamond song. A lot of people don't realize that, but he did a great version of it. It's just great.
All right. And I think this is always a fun question. Any
Okay.
songs that you think Elvis, man, you shouldn't have done that one, buddy?
Well, I'll start with Dayton. I'll move on to Dog's Life. Those are obvious ones, man. Uh, hey Jude, I'm not really crazy about his version, man.
Amen. Amen. Like I get it. I get some of the movie songs, man. I get it. It's like, some of them are horrible, but I get it. You had to do them for a movie. Okay, great.
Yeah,
But man, like stuff that you were making conscious choices of that. Oh, this is a Beatles anthem, and this is what we're going to do with it. I don't know. Not my favorite.
yeah.
Not my favorite
And,
choice.
no, and another one, a '70s song to me, which our buddy Dwight loves it. He loves to sing the song. It's Three Corn Patches. I don't get it. I
Oh,
won't sing that one. So
three corn patches. Yeah. Uh, and Dwight, that dude's funny. You guys live relatively close to each other, don't you?
yeah,
Relatively.
we don't live too far from each other. About an hour now,
Yeah.
probably an hour from each other. Another Florida guy is Cody, and I've known Cody since he was like 8 years old, man.
Cody. Yeah.
So we all go way back. There's a couple of us Florida boys out here. But yeah, yeah, we're not too far from each other, close enough to be able to visit once in a while or see each other if we have to. So
Another guy down there. I actually interviewed him. Very interesting cat. Dorian Alberti.
great guy, great
Yeah.
guy.
And
Yeah,
he started telling me about all these costumes. He did the Dwight 88 costume.
he
Um,
did. He did.
and I saw it. He sent me a video. That's fun stuff, man. Fun stuff.
Very talented guy, man. In many ways, yeah. He's a cool cat too.
Yeah, he's awesome. He'll be up at Explosion. Something fun about him. so we're doing the interview, and he has behind him like these two like Iron Man looking, like real metal,
Okay.
real steel robots that he built that he can wear, and you can shoot them
Oh,
with
wow.
like a 45, and it's like bulletproof armor, and
Okay.
he's like, he's a genius, and I love it. He's funny.
That's pretty amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a pretty awesome dude. So, well, listen, how do people get a hold of you, follow you, all that? They want to see you. Where do they go?
Well, they can go. I'm just about every social media platform. Uh, Not very great at them at times, but I'm on Instagram, and they can find me under Ted Torres Martin. I'm on Facebook. They can find my Facebook artist page there, Ted Torres Martin, world champion performer. I think it's what it's called, something like that. And then I'm also on X, and I am also on TikTok as well. So my presence is in all those. But my website, they can check out my website for dates and show dates and all that kind of stuff. They can go to revisitedelvis.com. So
Revisitedelvis.com.
revisitedelvis.com. So I try to be smart and try to put my name in there somehow. So it's revisitedelvis.com. So
Uh,
see.
Revisit Ted. That's I got it. That's kind of cool, actually. If you had a shirt that said revisit and then like in white letters and then Ted in red or something. Yeah. Revisit Ted.
Just gave me an idea.
Yeah. Use it. Send me a picture with it. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Um, that's cool. One last thing. Anything you want to throw out there, say to the fans, the faithful, the people that follow you, the people that don't know you, but now do, anything you want to say to them?
Well, I just if you know me, I'm happy that you're a part of my universe pretty much, and what I do, and I really appreciate every single one of you because without you guys, we wouldn't be doing what we do, and we just trying to get the music of Elvis Presley to live on, and that's what I try to do as authentically as I can, and the best that I can. That's what we all can do. And if you don't know me, I hope to see you at one of my shows at some point, and enjoy what I do, and hopefully you'll step away feeling like you experienced at least a little part of Elvis in what I do, and trying to discover Elvis a little bit more if you don't know him as well, because I try to educate people through my show, telling stories or whatever the case may be. So I hope to see you all down the road at some point, and if I, just come up and say hi. Just I love to meet all of you guys. So I'm very approachable. Just come up and say what's up. So
That's right. He's the last one at the autograph line, the meet and greet
that's
line. He's there. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, listen, good luck in your travels. Good luck at the Ultimate this year. Don't overthink it.
Thank you.
And if you win this year, will you come back on right away and do another interview with me?
I would love to, Ryan. I would love to, and thank you so much, man. And we known each other for years, man. You've always been nothing but great, and you're so talented, and just you're just a good dude, man. So thank you so much for having me on your show. I really do appreciate that.
Oh, that's awesome. You're very kind. Ladies and gentlemen, check him out. His voice is silky smooth. It's awesome. And he's a great entertainer. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Revisitted.com, the one and only Ted Torres Martin. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ryan. See you.
Thanks for tuning in this week to the ETA Files. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the ETA Files community. And if you're looking for something a little different, be sure to stop by my podcast, The Ryan Files. Keep rocking, my friends, and I'll see you next week with another story from the Elvis tribute artist world. In the meantime, check out these video links below.